So, what's been going on in my life recently? Since the last video I took, which I was very detailed, which was back in August of 2013. Well, earlier this year, I was going through the last moments of my turbulent relationship with my ex-girlfriend Faith, who I've known for several years by that time already. It was not going the way it should have had at the time. There was a lot of things that was going on between me and her that I won't get into in this video, but it was just not the same spark that made me want to stay throughout the whole relationship any longer. And there was a lot of issues going on, particularly between me and her. And to be honest, both sides did fuck up, which I admit. And there are some things that she might have done at the time that made me very angry, basically, because not a lot of things gotten compromised before the thing even ended. Well, since that relationship ended earlier this year, I walked out on my own accord at the time. I walked out on my own terms because I couldn't handle what was going on anymore. It was just a very turbulent, unstable situation for the both of us. And I personally wished it could have went differently. And I wish things would have been different between me and her for the most part. But whatever Faith is doing right now with her life, I wish her the best of luck. And basically, hopefully she'll find someone maybe even better than me or more appropriate than me when it comes to a relationship for her side, But right now, let me tell you something, guys. I have a new girlfriend. I know you're thinking in your head, you just broke up with Faith not too long ago. How can you have a new girlfriend? But I'm a very determined guy. I do need a woman who's like a best friend and a partner at the same time, basically. I know it was too soon, but I met this one girl on the internet named Patrick Lew, actually. She lives in Mexico, but she reached out to me online, and I felt like a big connection with her right from the get-go, basically. It was really a good connection I had with her. I could talk to her about things, I could laugh with her, and share her things that matter most to me without being judged or being yelled at or anything negative, And about 3 to 4 weeks upon meeting her, I asked her if she's willing to do a relationship with me, and she said yes. And I was very happy about it, It was basically, I met someone who is has the same interests as I do. We have the same things in common. I mean, she's also Latin, and I have a thing for Latin women too. And we just get along very well, basically. And this is basically the start of the healing process after all I've been through with my previous girlfriend for the last God knows how long when. Hopefully, this relationship with Patali will last and have many memories and good memories and special moments, and it'll turn out to be a very positive relationship for the most part. But as far as other things in my life are concerned, I've been working a lot lately. I'm working with my high school friend Jeff for this insurance company, which I'm slowly but surely working on getting my life agent certificate or license, so I could sell life insurance to people and pretty much make money, and help people out with whatever they're doing. I reconciled with some of the friends I lost touch with, which, you guys know who you are if you're watching it. It was a very complicated situation at the time, but I was able to let some things go and just make amends with these people because life's too short to hold grudges and stuff like that. I haven't been playing music that much lately, despite being this musician kind of guy, because I've been so busy with a lot of things going on currently. But I've been very motivated, and I'm working at my own pace when it comes to the music, really. And I actually am in a band with my friend Stitch. He's the drummer. We're basically not trying to compete with anybody anymore. We're not chasing the riches and the bitches anymore as we're doing this band. We're just doing one thing and one thing only, for one purpose only. It's for the music and to enjoy what we're doing, basically, what we're most passionate about. But as far as other things going on in my life, I'm just having strong friendships with other people I know, old, new, present, and I have a new girlfriend named Patrick Lew who's very awesome, by the way, and working on my 2 jobs so I can make enough income to support myself and do special things with friends or myself in general, basically. And I'm just working on getting my life insurance agent's license, basically, for the most part. And yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. Do I still play music? Of course, I'm a musician, I might not be the best guitar player, best singer, and the best at producing my own music, but it's something that never left me to this very day. I mean, if I don't make music, I go crazy, basically, But here's some differences with what I'm doing with music now compared to maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I'm not in it for the fame anymore, not the money, not even the women, basically. I'm focused on one thing only, and one thing that's most important that doesn't detract from my passion when it comes to the music. It's basically for the sole purpose of making music, Because I've done a lot of records over the past few years with Patrick Lew and Heavy Sigma, and I've been not recording as much lately or writing songs because there's just so many things going on in my life right now that's keeping me busy that I don't even have time to record a song or work on a new track or basically get ideas going, And I'm kind of a guy that takes time when it comes to music, I basically want to make sure that what I'm putting out is true to what I'm doing, basically, and essentially that's what I'm pretty much doing with Heavy Sigma and the Patrick Lew Band, is making music that describes me the best way possible, and I haven't really recorded much though lately, I mean, I only recorded 2 tracks this year, and I was in a band earlier this year with a acquaintance of mine's, actually. His name, I mean, I don't want to give any names or anything like that, but it didn't go the way it should. I mean, there was a lot of creative differences and stuff like that, but he's in a new band now. People would like to think that since he kicked me out of the band that it would be the end of what Patrick Lew is doing, but I told many people numerous amount of times in the past that you haven't seen or heard the last of Patrick Lew and his music and the stuff he's making, because as long as there's social media like Facebook and Twitter and all these websites online devoted to getting underground independent musicians and rock bands to get heard on the internet and through the masses, you have not seen or heard the last of Patrick Lew. And I said that numerous amount of times in previous videos, in press interviews, and even when I was telling it to friends. But right now, even though Sal did, Sal, that's his name, but yeah, the band with him didn't work out. He's in a new band now, but me and Stitch recently, you know him basically. He joined my band, or my old band for the most part, which I did with my friend Corey at the time. It was called Power Trip, Band of Asians, whatever you want to call it. We never really had an official band name, but he joined the band in late '05, early '06, and we reconnected, and based on the reception we got for our performance together at the Mama Art Cafe last year in September of 2013, we decided, in my life, there's only been 2 people in my life I always played well with in a band. The first guy is Eddie Blackburn, and it was David Arceo, which is the second. Those are the 2 people I played music with that I seem to get along well with musically and share the same ambitions and passions, and basically we just click, So me and Stitch are basically, or David Arceo, whether you want to call him David Arceo or Stitch, that's totally up to you. But he and I are doing this new band, basically. We don't have a name yet. We're planning to, on our free days, basically, when we don't have anything to do, we're just going to go to a Plug and Play in San Francisco, play some music and write some songs. And everything's going to be recorded on my laptop or my phone. Like some ideas in the works. It's basically something we're doing. It's for the purpose of making music and playing for fun. I mean, we're getting to an age where the opportunities for our to get ourselves in the spotlight are getting slimmer and slimmer each passing year. Not that it really mattered to Stitch, but it mattered a hell of a lot to me at the time. But I don't want to chase the fame, the money, and the women anymore, because those are just material things in rock music, you know. They don't last forever. What matters is what counts right in here. And in here, your heart and your passion is what matters most when it comes to the music. So that's why me and Stitch are doing this band for whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be awesome. Basically, it's gonna be kind of like a Chinese guy and a Filipino guy playing their own version of the Black Keys or White Stripes, because it's like a two-man band. But as far as records goes, I did release a 6-Patrick Lew band record earlier this year called Rebel on the Dance Floor. It's basically 16 tracks I compiled through 7 or 8 years of archives of EDM tracks I've done on my computer during various periods. I was not trying to make an album that was like reminiscent of Murder Bay or Let It Rise and Against, but something a little bit more different, but in my own unique way. So I compiled like 16 of the best EDM tracks or electronically done pieces onto one CD and put out that record, you know. It's not really like the similar sound like I had in the previous two, but more along the lines of a kind of like a weird eccentric Asian guy trying to pull his kind of Pink Floyd and do this kind of progressive rock kind of crap, you know, or something like that. But I released the record in March of 2014 in a very low-key kind of way. I didn't want the spotlight ganging up on me saying, why is Patrick Lew still doing this, or be let down by another disappointment or frustration in the end. That's why I kept it low-key. I kept it low-key to the point where only the true Patrick Lew Band and Heavy Sigma fans and followers on the social media and in real life can get a chance to hear it, because I didn't want to be like some puppet for the media or anything like that. That's why I put the record out like that. But as far as music goes, things have been... It's been very subtle, I must say, but I'm still playing. I'm still rock and rolling. I don't plan on quitting music until the day I die. I mean, I might not be making that many songs right now, but if I don't make music, I go crazy. So that's what I'm doing with my music right now. And it's been one passion that has never left me to this very day. Well, you know, I don't like to think too far in the future, or let's say maybe the year 2046. By the year 2046, everyone is going to be having sex with robots and everyone in the world will be mixed race and no longer one race. I don't like to think about that far in the future because I don't know how long I'm going to live. Hopefully I'll live a long, very prosperous life, but I don't look too far into the future when it comes to things and plans and stuff like that. But I will tell you what I'm planning in the short run, maybe potentially the long run for in my life as I speak this on my video, as I'm answering this question. I hope to have a very positive relationship with Patrick Lew and create many wonderful moments with her. I know you guys are gonna watch and find out and say to me, "You're in a long distance relationship, Patrick. Why can't you find someone closer nearby? Aren't you wasting time with this person?" I'm like, fuck you. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who are in long distance relationships. I mean, as long as you put your effort, your time, your energy, and all your communication and everything else with this one person, it might produce a positive outcome in the end, you know. When I became official with Patrick Lew not too long ago, I deleted all my dating website profiles, and I said to myself, like some of my friends might have said to me on Facebook, that this woman is a keeper, and I plan on keeping it that way, as no matter if we last 5 years, 20 years, who knows, but I plan on putting my energy and focus on Patrick Lew as one of my priorities as far as my personal life goes. It doesn't mean financially, more likely means like she's going to be my partner, and we're going to take this nice and slow and get to know each other and be and and create something well worth the wait, you know. And I do plan on seeing her maybe next year when I have money saved up and all that kind of jazz. It really depends though if I could get vacation time where I work. As far as work goes, yeah, I'm still working at Advantage Sales and Marketing and Action Link, but they pay me decent money every 2 weeks to support myself and have these hangouts with Stitch, buy the latest TV gadget like Roku 3 online and stuff like that. It gives me things to support myself financially and be able to like to live comfortably, you know. But I do plan on staying where I work currently, despite how stressful it can get. Until that new job comes, whenever it happens, I'm gonna stay where I work currently and just make that money until something better comes along. As far as that insurance license is concerned, I'm planning on taking the test, hopefully pass it with flying colors, and yeah, work my way up as an insurance agent, and hopefully this will be a start of a promising and very fruitful career for me, you know, in the insurance industry, because it's eluded me for the past 3 years, but I just got right back on it because it just sounds very interesting to me, and the issue, and just something I really want to do, basically, you know, and put my efforts in order to make that money, you know. I mean, no matter how money driven you are and how ambitious you are, you just want to just get out there and try new things and just meet a lot of great people and help other people out, you know. As far as the other plans goes, well, I haven't really thought too much into it because, like, next year in November, I'm going to be 30 years old, and you're thinking, wow, you're 30 years old. Aren't you too old to be going to raves? Aren't you too old to be going to playing rock and roll music in a band? Shouldn't you supposed to be married, have a child, and a nice house in the suburbs by now? The thought of that always bothers me for the most part, because when you get older, it limits some of the things you might have done in your youth, but I'm just taking life one day at a time. Responsibility comes first, and fun always comes later, and I'm going to play as hard as I possibly can after working so damn hard, you know. But as far as the other plans goes in my life right now, like, I do plan on making more music, but the process has been very slow, you know. It's just been slow, more likely the fact that I have so many things going on for me right now, most of which is very positive. So I haven't had enough time to work on a song or record an album or anything like that musically or creatively. But I am in a new band with Stitch. We're maybe not going to be called the Patrick Lew Band. We're probably going to be called something else. It's going to be like kind of like an Asian Black Keys, White Stripes kind of thing, because it's just a guitar player who's singing his songs, and Stitch is playing the drums like Travis Barker and Steve-O and all that kind of jazz, you know. But it's something I'm looking forward to, and it's just basically we're gonna focus strictly on music, like I answered in my last question. It's for the sole purpose of making music and playing it, rather than just the worldly things. Not that worldly things are bad. It's just we're getting to an age where we don't have to prove anything to others anymore. We're just gonna do this for ourselves, for the greater good of what we're doing. You know, we don't, because I remember in the past I received a lot of bad reviews and a lot of nasty replies and reception when it comes to my music. I'm not out there to please them anymore. If they want to hate on me, that's their loss. I'm not going to say any more about that. I don't want to place so much emphasis on the negative things in my life and those negative people, because they're just going to only bring you down and make you feel even worse about yourself. As long as I surround myself with more positive people in my life, create more worthwhile experiences for me and everyone around me, and do what I do best, and everything should turn out fine in the end, basically, you know. And I do have other plans in the future as far as the short run goes, but I'm not thinking about marriage or babies or retiring or anything like that, because I'm still pretty young, even though 30 is just a number. But people think you're 30, you should be settled down by now, but I never looked at it that way. I just want to be the best Patch Lew I can be, continue playing music, which I was thinking about playing live one of these days, you know. I just need the band and rehearse my material good enough so I could go on stage, basically, to do those open mics, because I plan on playing live again once once every year, twice every year, who knows? Because I'm not really much of a live band, but I do really enjoy playing on stage, and I just wanna, when the time is right, you will more likely see these mysterious surprise performances from the Patrick Lew band or whatever music project he's a part of, and you'll get to see what very few people in this world would ever get to experience, is basically experiencing what the Patrick Lew band does on stage. But as far as other plans goes, everything's good, man. Everything's gravy, you know. Everything's just the way it should be, as long as I keep on being persistent, surrounding myself with positive people in my life, and doing what's right for me. We should be good, and that's basically what should matter the most. Got any last questions?